Kia ora, boys and girls. Today I want to read you a story about Miguel and the Grand Harmony. And it's written by Matt de la Pena and illustrated by Ana Ramirez. First comes a sound, a single string plucked, or a note blown or beat rapped. And suddenly I am. Where there is music, there is colour. Where there is colour, there is life. Yeah. I roam this vibrant city, determined to keep the grey at bay. La musica, I hear their hearts beacon. We need you to create a grand harmony. I need them too. Here I am, tucked inside the buzz of wedding bells, the band shifting into ballad, and every hand linked around the glowing bride and groom. Here I am, packed at a packed Pueblo, my Spanish isn't too good, quinceañera, swaying along with a staticky song as the fresh-faced girl lifts a tiara onto her head. Might be kind of like a debutante thing. Here I am, huddled over a cemetery plot, breathing life into the quiet reflections of loved ones and the weeping beauty of a single violin. That's sad. So you figured out who's speaking? It's music that's speaking. Today I fall upon a trio of musicos, tuning their instruments. They laugh from their bellies and wave to passers-by, and they shoo away a stray dog. The dog's kind of got a bit of a grip on the guy's leg there. Yeah. A fourth musico steps to a trash bin, holding a busted guitar. She was good to me, he says. Until you sat on her, his friend replies. More laughter as the man tosses the ruined instrument and returns to his crate. He thumbs the violin strings of a new guitar, and I ride the rhythms across the plaza. By sundown, the alleyways are packed with people. I leap from song to song. On warm nights like this, I am the city, and the city is me. And just as my surge of sound is lifting toward the twilight, an old woman barges out of a shoe shop. Stop that music, she shouts. You're upset, Mama Coco. A startled guitar player fumbles for his favourite hat. A trumpeter, hurrying to put away his instrument, knocks over a box of mismatched nails. They're all a bit scared of her, aren't they? Before I'm sucked back into nothingness, I notice a boy. He holds a broom in one hand and a dustbin in the other. And while everyone else in the shop is busy waving away lost musicals, the boy's eyes are glued to their guitars. There's music in this boy's heart. He turns to look at me, but I'm already lost into a colourless void. The following morning I rise with the crowing roosters and race from place to place, but all day my thoughts keep returning to the boy. I abandon a flock of songbirds to follow the thudding paws of a trotting dog and a big waggly tongue. Halfway down the alley I pause to peer inside the window of the shoe shop, but the boy isn't there. I sigh and watch his family busily making shoes. There's a kind of harmony about their rhythmic work. They are doing what they love. I'm about to retreat into the whistling wind when I hear a faint rustling coming from above, and I climb those subtle sounds like a rope up to the roof, where I discover a secret attic. Inside, the boy is moving around the antenna of a tiny TV. I redirect his radio waves so that an old musical performance comes in clearly. The boy stares, transfixed. Then he pops a tape into an old VCR and hits record. He lifts up his broom and he holds it like a guitar, moving his fingers along invisible frets. When the song ends and the crowd begins to cheer, the boy rewinds back to the music. "Miguel," a man calls from below. "Come for dinner." The boy stops and covers the TV and hurries out of the attic for dinner. And there's the family all round the dinner table. The following day I trail him into the plaza, where a band of street musicians are performing. "Donde vamos?" he calls to his dog, and the two of them wiggle their way to the front. Must be his dog, the one with the tongue. This close to the music, the boy's face comes alive. He belongs to the sound. But just as I am about to whisper my name into his ear, his happiness disappears. She shoos away the stray dog, or his abuelita, his grandmother appears. She shoos away the stray dog and pulls the boy back through the crowds by his elbow. "Micho, stay away from the mariachas," she says. "I know, but do you want to upset Mama Coco?" He shakes his head and follows her back to her shop. Sometimes the whole world can seem like a misplaced note. Some colours fade and smear. I sulk inside a nearby cafe where an old man plucks my sadness on a tired guitar. I remember another boy from long ago who used to sit alone and write songs long into the night. And when he became a man, he sang lullabies to his baby girl. I'll never forget the bright colours emanating from her eyes. That is why I'm here. I picture the boy from the shop again. La musica exists in the hearts of humans. If I can't lead this boy to his passion, then what is my purpose? I'm pulled out of my thoughts by the stray dog, who's sniffing around the floor by my feet. That's when it occurs to me, I don't have to do this alone. I bend to whisper a new plan into Dante's ear. Dante's the dog. The next morning is crisp and cloudless and smells of destiny. As soon as Dante senses my presence, he tears the broom out of the boy's hand and takes off. He races through the alleys and into the plaza and up to the trash bin, where he barks and howls and paws at the side. "Dante," the boy shouts, out of breath, "what's wrong?" And then he sees the broken guitar. During his shift at the shoe shop that night, I wrapped my arms around a pair of cackling cotorras until the boy comes out to investigate. The birds scurry, but not before the boy has discovered the scattered nails. He slips them into his pocket, sensing he's not alone. Over the next several days, I track a light hammering back up to the attic where the boy is repairing the guitar. When he finally gets it fixed, he flips on the video and maneuvers his fingers like a famous singer. That weekend, the boy sneaks his stringless guitar past the shoe shop and heads for the plaza. He sits on an empty bench beside Dante the dog and dreams of performing for a crowd. It takes all my strength to summon up a big gust of wind that whips a musico's hat right off his head. The man gives chase. All through the crowded plaza they go until he crashes into the boy. El Musico studies the familiar guitar. He studies the boy. Then he reaches into his bag and hands over his last set of strings. "Play what's in your heart," he says. The boy nods and looks down at the strings. All he can see is his family. Before going to bed that night, he strings his repaired guitar and tunes it and positions his fingers along the fretboard. He glances down at Dante, then looks up at his homemade ofrenda. His heart thumping inside his chest. He takes a deep breath and strums his fingers gently across the nylon strings. The boy doesn't know that in the ring of his first chord, he has become part of a grand harmony. But here it is in the swirling skies above the attic. And here it is in the wind whistling past the windows of the shoe shop, and Dante standing on the wall. And here it is in the warm expression on his mama Coco's face. One of these days these sounds may grow into songs and colour the hearts of others. But for now he's just a boy in an attic with a guitar, and the air he breathes is alive. It is with Dante. About finding music in your heart, and singing the music in your heart, playing the music in your heart. It's interesting, isn't it? Do you think music's all around us, swirling in the trees? Interesting. Have a great week.